Dudley Do Right Show. Starring our hero, Dudley Do Right of the Mounties. With his faithful steed, Horse. His lovely sweetheart, Nell Fenwick. Her father, Inspector Fenwick. And that arch villain, Snidely Whiplash.
Charlie Chalk, we'll never find the bloody ones.
We have to. They're out of Chalk's vitamins.
Scrunch! Here comes Mother Flutternut.
Mom, you know kids don't always eat right. So give them 1 Chalks each day for all the vitamins they normally need to take. Chalks, or Chalks plus iron.
Beautiful Chrissy has beautiful hair that grows.
This is beautiful Chrissy, the doll with beautiful hair that grows and grows. Turn the knob and her hair's shorter. Press her tummy and you can make her hair grow. And you can brush it and fix it different ways.
Beautiful Chrissy has beautiful hair that grows.
And grows. She's ideal.
At the close of the 19th century, Canada was overrun with Canadians and smugglers. The best Canadian, but the worst smuggler was Snidely Whiplash. Whiplash and his band of smugglers were traveling through Canada as a band of musicians. Unfortunately, his music was very bad.
Of course it's bad. Not only are my boys tone deaf, but their instruments are filled with stolen furs.
Yes, that was how the arch-criminal smuggled furs out of Canada. But like all lawbreakers, he had yet to reckon with the mounted police. You are looking at the pride of that noble force, our hero, Dudley Do Right. And this is Dudley Do Right's horse. The apple of Dudley's eye was the beautiful yet unpredictable Nell Fenwick. Dudley loved Nell. Unfortunately, she loved his horse.
But, Nell, why won't you marry me?
Because you are too good, Dudley.
For you, Nell, I would rotten up.
The Mountie post was under the command of Inspector Fenwick, Nell's father.
Send Constable Do Right in here and tell him to hurry.
You sent for me, sir?
Yes, I did, Do Right. Snidely Whiplash is attempting to smuggle furs over the border into the United States. I shall need an undercover man to join him and expose his evil plan.
Let's send Nell, sir.
My daughter, no, Do Right. We have to send him mounted.
Then you go, sir.
I have to watch the store. You're the man, Do Right.
But, Inspector, my reputation, Whiplash would never let me join him.
Yes, your record is spotless. We shall have to dirty it somewhat. Here's my plan. You shall commit a disgraceful act, get thrown out of the service, and become a bad guy.
Thus it was that 1 hour later, Constable Dudley Do Right, the man who could do no wrong, set fire to the Alberta Hotel. Do Right, are you responsible for this holocaust?
Why, yes, I am.
Well, congratulations, my boy. This hotel was condemned last year, and we've been wondering how to tear it down. You'll be decorated for this.
Do right, you idiot. Don't do right, do wrong.
Somebody blew up the dam! Would you mind holding this plunger until the police get here and arrest me?
Constable Do Right has already admitted that it was he who dynamited the dam. Yes, in one brilliant stroke, the problem of irrigating our valley has been solved.
Do Right, have you ever been assassinated?
But, Inspector, I have been trying.
Well, then don't try.
And that did the trick. At mess that evening, Dudley ate his peas with a knife, something no Mountie would ever do, and consequently was drummed out of the service with a dishonorable discharge.
Do Right, you're a disgrace to your underwear. Good work, my boy. Now join up with Snidely Whiplash.
Farewell, Nell. Perhaps we'll meet again.
But, Dudley, why must your horse go with you? After all, you ate the peas.
Yes, but with his knife. Adios, Nell.
1 week later in a border-town ballroom,
So you're a musician, eh?
Yes.
Can you read music?
No.
You're hired.
Dudley brought out an alpine horn and proceeded to captivate the audience. But during the 33rd chorus of Wabash Cannonball, the tuba player started spraying furs all over the bandstand.
Whiplash, the jig is up. You are under arrest. Drop that tuba.
And the tuba player did on Dudley.
In exactly 5 minutes, Do Right, my men, the furs, and I will be safely across the border. You too will be crossing the border at a much higher altitude.
4 minutes and 59 seconds later, Snidely Whiplash and his men were about to set foot across the border when...
Halt! You are under arrest.
Egad, Do Right, how did you escape?
I didn't, Whiplash. There are 2 of us. The one you left tied up back there in the shack was my horse, in a Dudley suit. And here he comes now! Good work, horse.
Good work, Do Right. You not only saved the furs and captured the smugglers, but you got their ringleader, Snidely Whiplash. Oh, no, you didn't.
Snidely, how did you escape?
There are 2 of us. Have you got your horse's knife on you, Do Right?
Yes, sir.
Then go eat peas. You've got to do it all over again.
Let's send Nell, sir.
We can't. She's not a mounted.
Then you go.
There, Chicago, Illinois. Have I ever told you how I cleaned out the Chicago racketeers?
Oh, the Roaring Twenties, Commander?
Precisely. The police felt that they could break up the racketeers if I could bring in the leader, Al Baloney. I agreed. So I decided to pose as a vacuum cleaner salesman. Knowing that Al Baloney was always well guarded, I armed myself carefully. Snub-nosed pistol, snub-nosed machine gun, and snub-nosed cannon. I made my way to the house of Al Baloney and demanded an opportunity to demonstrate my vacuum cleaner. But I failed to consider that I might be searched. When I stood before the cruel Al Baloney, I was completely disarmed.
Terrible, Commander. Did you give up?
Never! I whipped out my vacuum cleaner, flipped on the switch. Al Baloney was sucked right into the vacuum cleaner. Then I closed the case on Al Baloney and delivered him to the police.
You actually cleaned up Chicago with a vacuum cleaner?
Quite.
The dive is gruesome, but our fearless twosome will be back again after this important message.
You know about the frisbee, yeah, yeah. You know how it goes, groovy. You can get a frisbee free for Cheerios, the cereal with gold. Go get a frisbee, by whammo, free from Cheerios.
A full-size Frisbee free for 3 Cheerios packing seals. Details on boxes marked like this.
Get your frisbee free from Cheerios.
Flying, the Lucky Charms flying mini kite. The mini kite is free from Lucky Charms and your friend Lucky.
When you buy Lucky Charms boxes marked like this, there's a free plastic mini kite inside. Easy to assemble. All you need is thread.
A kite you fly into the wind, see it fly.
Get a mini kite today. Free inside Lucky Charms.
Explain to me about Lady's Dead. Hey, Dad, look what's here.
Such a head, on such beautiful legs.
Wow. Finders keepers, right?
Wrong.
is just what we've been looking for.
Very heavy.
Are you going to do it, Dad? What's wrong, Sport?
A salute. Eat your soup.
Onward, faithful steed. We must reach Mount Up before sundown.
But wait, coming over the hill is one of Dudley's friends.
The hunter, on the prowl for a desperate criminal, decided to stop for a cup of tea. Wanted, I say wanted, kindly old grandmother for peddling hot tea. That kindly crooked face looks familiar.
Here's your hot tea, Mr. Hunter. My, what a pretty girl. Looks familiar, too.
My very words, fair lady. I say I'd know it anywhere.
Why, it's me.
Aha! Just as I thought. And everything fits, even the hot tea.
Pity sakes, what do you mean?
Come quietly now. You're the kindly crooked old grandmother, and I'm taking you in.
Sure, it's a regular flood of false arrests, and now you're not adding another.
Falderall, Flanagan. It's right here in black and white.
Sure, and look at those on me desk. The mayor, the banker, the nursemaid.
Now, don't worry, son. I'll bring 'em all in, or my name isn't the Hunter.
No, Hunter, it's all a mistake, but sure as me name's Prim Flanagan, someone's up to no good.
That is. Very well, fair lady, you're free.
So there.
Now, look at these close, Hunter.
Caught by my own handcuffs. That's a mean joke, son.
Someone is making posters to arrest people for a price, and I say it's the Fox.
And from a room nearby.
So they're after me, huh? Looks like this poster is just in time. Wanted, dead or alive. Suggest immediate hanging without trial. Guess that'll fix the long nose of the law. Fox Studios, your face is your fortune. Can I help you?
I want my wife arrested. Can you fix it?
My good man, her poster will be my masterpiece. In the park in 10 minutes.
Yes, it looks like Officer Prim Flanagan's job, unless he gets to the bottom of these false arrests.
Somebody got you up a tree, friend?
A keen observation, boy. I say, get me out of this tree.
Happy to oblige.
Another crooked face. Why, the woods are full of them. I'll fix this so everyone can see it.
Are you from Fox Studios?
That's the place, friend. How about shooting the little lady?
Just a picture, please, of my wife.
Oh, your wife. Splendid. Now watch the baby. That's a beauty. 50 greenbacks, thank you.
$50? Herbert.
Please, don't force more money on me. It'll be ready tomorrow at the post office.
I know that face like my own.
Hey, what's going on here?
My card, sir. I'm the Hunter.
Hunter, eh? I'm taking you in.
Now, wait a minute, son. I said, who do you think I am?
See for yourself.
Yeah, why, that's me.
Sorry, old man, but like the sign says, suggest immediate hanging without trial.
Now, just hold it a minute there, boy. While you tie a no account knot here, I'll show you how.
That's the crook, officer. The one tied up. And thanks to you, Hunter, we've got the Fox for all his hiding in a police uniform.
The Fox, eh? Well, boy, looks like the rope's on you. That's a joke, son. Get it?
Very funny.
And look at all the evidence on him.
Okay, Flanagan. So what's wrong with a few posters?
Ask the judge, Fox. Sure, and you've done it again. How can we thank you?
Well, now, just money, son. I say a big reward is enough for me.
Officer, thank goodness that man was handy with a rope. Who is he? Handy with the rope, you say? Why, that's the Hunter.
He sees the boulder, do not fear. Right by a bomb he passes near. and even bullets he can bear. No guns or trees. Not even Snidely can stop Dudley from watching this cartoon.
Well, how do you feel today, my boy? Are you still unhappy?
Well, Mr. Wizard, I'd sure appreciate your letting me be a cowboy.
But why, Tutor? It's not good.
Oh, please, Mr. Wizard. I figure I'm a real two-gun type.
Ah, well, my young friend, if you must. But I think maybe you'll be wishing you had stayed just plain Tutor. Back in those wild days, the sheriff always had a ferocious enemy who was a bad man. The bad man always carried a very big gun. The bad man always rode a fast horse. And the bad man was always ready to put one over on the sheriff. It was lucky that the sheriff always had a trustworthy deputy, loyal and true.
Gosh, that was awful what Black Bark done to you, Sheriff Two-Gun. We need the marshal. Oh, Mr. Mellon. Mr. Mellon.
If Lester's leg don't wake up soon, he might miss the whole cartoon.
Even though he knew the danger, the sheriff always went bravely into the town saloon to get the bad man.
All right now, Black Bark. I come to get you. Sheriff Two-Gun always gets the upper hand.
Yeah? Well, here's mine.
Look here now. You can't slap me like that. Not like that, neither. Well, that's better.
Oh, Mr. Mellon. Mr. Mellon.
Now, listen, Black Bark. I'm telling you, you break one more law, and I'm taking you to jail. Don't push me too far, Black Bark. Just one more time, and I'm, All right. I warned you. Take this.
Haha, missed me, Two-Gun. Let's see if you can do better catching me and my horse. The clever sheriff always had to know the tricks of the West. When chasing the bad man on the horse, the sheriff used the famous jump trick. He would pull his great horse up beside the bad horse and leap from his own horse on move.
Oh, Mr. Mellon. Mr. Mellon.
If the bad man's horse was too fast, the sheriff would use the shortcut trick. He would use a road that nobody in the whole world knew about. This way, he would get in front of the bad man and...
Oh, Mr. Mellon. Mr. Mellon.
Sometimes the sheriff would wait until he had worn down the bad man. Then, when the bad man got off his horse to hide in the rocks, the sheriff would use the empty gun trick. When the bad man would shoot the gun from in the rocks, the sheriff would count the shots.
Well, that's one. Well, that's two. And that makes 6. All right, Black Bark, I know your gun is empty.
Oh, Mr. Mellon. Mr. Mellon.
If all else failed, the sheriff would put his hat on the rifle behind the rock. This way, he could sneak up behind the bad man, for the bad man would think the hat on the rifle was the sheriff.
All right there, Black Bark. Drop that gun and put up your hands. I'm taking you in.
Mr. Mellon. Mr. Mellon.
Mr. Wizard. Oh, Mr. Wizard. Bring me home, will you? Please bring me home.
Well, here we go again. Drizzle, drazzle, druzzle, drome. Time for this one to come home.
We feel this announcement is nothing to sneeze at.
Well, that's too bad, Dudley, too bad.
Run, Daddy, run.
fight water where the going is rough and dangerous. But these outboards can handle it. Boaterific outboards from Ideal. Boaterific outboards that go like bandits. They're on top of the most wanted list. Kick 'em over and kick up a lot of excitement. Race 'em or take 'em out water skiing. Because now you can get Boaterific water skiers and drivers to go with your Boaterific outboards. Boaterific, the outboards that go like bandits.
Boaterific outboards
From Ideal.
Now, which Flintstone vitamin today?
Dino. Wow, a dinosaur race!
On your rock, go!
Yum, yum, do, Flintstone vitamins are good to chew.
Dino wins! Only one Flintstone a day, Bob, gives kids all the vitamins they normally need to take, or when they don't eat right. Yabba dabba doo!
Dum-de-dum-doo-de-doo. Aha! Hi, kids. Enjoy your breakfast.
Thank you, sir.
Aw, Trix, the fruit-flavored cereal with real fruit colors. Raspberry red, lemon yellow, orange. Mmm! Whee!
It's the rabbit, and he ate some tricks. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids.
And sometimes for tricky rabbits.
Feeling groovy, just had my Cheerios. Feeling groovy, just had my Cheerios.
Groovy. That's the toasted oat taste of Cheerios. The energy cereal with protein and vitamin B1 to help you feel groovy all morning long. Get in the Cheerios groove.
Feeling groovy, just had my Cheerios. Groovy, groovy, groovy.
Gold. Some Canadians had it in their watches. Others had it in their teeth. One Canadian had it on his mind. The pride of the mounted police, Dudley Do Right. Now our hero is digging for two reasons. One, he received a new shovel on his birthday. And two, only gold and the wealth it brings will win him the fickle but beautiful heart of the fair Nell Fenwick. Nell is the daughter of the post commander, and it is for her that Dudley tries to do right, but seldom does.
Look what I have found, sweet Nell.
That's not gold, Dudley. That is a tin can.
Yes, but all that glitters is not gold.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure. I shall give it some thought whilst working in the mine. Farewell, Nell.
And with that thought in mind, Dudley dug as he had never dug before, toiling day and night until 3 weeks later, he emerged from the bowels of the earth holding 2 large sacks filled with gold.
Eureka!
That's Eureka. But Dudley knew what he meant, and off he dashed to his beloved.
I have done it. I can now wed the fair Nell.
Ah, but Dudley's horse had been through this before. He knew that the path to success was paved with low-grade asphalt. Speaking of low grade, here is the villain of our melodrama, Snidely Whiplash.
Egad, that dullard has struck it rich. Now I must strike while the dullard is hot.
His servant like mine quickly hit upon an evil plan.
Oh, Dudley, have you given any thought to what would happen to me if anything should happen to you?
Why, no, I haven't.
I thought not. Here, sign this.
And the unsuspecting Dudley signed a will that left his mind to Whiplash in the event that he should meet with an untimely accident, which is precisely what Snidely had in mind. Up to now, no one had thought it odd that Dudley had discovered gold that had already been poured into sacks. The reason for this was Dudley had not dug his way into a mine, but into the post commander's office where the payroll was usually kept.
1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. What's this? 2 potatoes are missing.
Yes, Inspector Fenwick was nobody's fool. He knew that somebody was robbing the post payroll.
Send Do Right in here.
You sent for me, sir?
Here are your orders, Do Right. Bring in the thief who's robbing the payroll.
5 minutes later, Constable Dudley Do Right was on the trail to Quebec in search of clues. Little did he know he was playing right into Snidely Whiplash's evil hand.
One well-placed shot and I'm rich.
But Whiplash was not only a poor marksman, but a poor judge of firearms. For this rifle had a kaleidoscope instead of a telescope.
Looks more like a test pattern than a target. Take this, Do Right.
A mile down the trail, he tried again, this time with an insidious weapon called a blowgun. But again, his knowledge was lacking, for the gun didn't blow darts, it blew bubbles.
Oh, look, horse. Lawrence Welch must be on a road tour.
It wasn't until Dudley stopped for water that Whiplash finally succeeded in getting the upper hand. From out of nowhere, a stout rope encircled Dudley.
Aha! I have you in my clutches.
Oh, Whiplash, you devil, what are you up to?
No good, you can bet on that. I shall throw you over the cliff. Then your mind will be mine.
But I can swim.
With a stick of dynamite in your mouth?
Whiplash jammed a burning stick of TNT into our hero's big mouth and pushed him over. Down, down, down he plummeted into the raging torrent below. It was true Dudley couldn't swim with a stick of dynamite in his mouth, but his horse could. Moments later, he and his master stood safely on shore, or almost safely, for the stick of dynamite was still clutched between his teeth, and it was still burning. Dudley realized that only water would extinguish the fuse, but having his fill of the river, he decided to head back to the post and to the inspector's office, where a bucket of water was kept for just such emergencies. By now, Whiplash was in the process of exploring his mind. Groping his way through the inky blackness of the tunnel, he came up in the inspector's office and clutched to his bosom the remaining sacks of gold.
Why, Rika, I am rich.
Just then, the door burst open. Dudley dashed in, doused the TNT in the bucket of water, then turned to his arch enemy.
So you are the payroll thief.
Whiplash was caught in the web of his own evil scheme. He got 30 days. Dudley got 7, a week's vacation as a reward for getting his man.
But where are you off to, dear Dudley?
I am off to find another mine so I can make the mine. Mine.
Yes, Dudley Do Right went back to digging for gold. And although we cannot be certain, we feel he will soon find wealth beyond his wildest dreams.
Tune in again next week for other exciting adventures with Dudley Do Right and his friends on The Dudley Do Right Show.
Trying to write for a living while raising 2 children isn't easy. If you have a live-in landlord who happens to be a ghost, it's impossible.
You are the most aggravating, arrogant, outrageous.
Fabulous. Fascinating.
What's this? Ladies used to wear it.
Oh, lad, this trusty garment performed a mighty function in its day.
I told you you wore it into battle.
A battle, yes, but it was not I who wore it.
Now, don't touch me. You wouldn't hurt a serviceman, would you?
Oh, that! Now, left-handed. That! The king is dead! Long live the king! Watch the wall! Out of my glasses! I'm sorry, cannot...
Like most men, Captain Greg can be enchanting when it suits his purpose.
Madam, you are even lovelier than the young lady I escorted to the Seafarers' Ball 100 years ago tonight.